Welcome to Sock Puppet Scenarios. In this episode, Harry and Sally solve a mystery. This is almost like Masterpiece Mysteries, except that it isn't really a masterpiece.
Sally, Sally, where are you?
Here I am, Harry. What do you need?
Sally, I can't find my nose. What have you done with it?
What do you mean you can't find your nose? What would I have done with it? I don't know where you put your nose.
You did something with it. Where did you put my nose?
What does your nose look like?
It looks like a nose, kind of like yours, round and normally attached to my face.
Maybe the monkey took it.
The monkey? Why does he need another nose? He already has one.
Maybe the owl took it.
Where would she put another nose? How can I survive without a nose? How will I be able to smell anything? I know it was you. Where have you been all morning anyway? Have you been hiding my nose? Have you been sneaking around behind my back and stealing my body parts?
Harry, cut it out. I haven't taken anything. Why would I want your nose? Mine is already perfect. Just look at it. Blue and round. Blue is the warmest color, you know.
So, where is it then?
Didn't you take a bath yesterday? Maybe your nose fell off in the bath.
A bat? I have never taken a bat.
Well, then you should be thankful that you don't have a nose, because I think you need a bath.
Sally, that isn't very nice. How long have we been friends? Why are you insulting me like that?
Because you accused me of stealing your nose. I see something on the floor. It's round. It's a lovely color. Harry, is that your nose on the floor?
Where? Where do you see my nose?
Isn't that it over there?
Why, yes, there it is. I have found my nose at last.
What? I have found your nose.
Whatever. Sally, will you forgive me for accusing you of taking my nose?
Yes, Harry, as long as you promise not to accuse me of taking anything ever again.
I promise. Oh, Sally, have you seen my legs?
This has been another rousing episode of Sock Puppet Scenarios. Tune in next time when Harry and Sally solve the question of how much wood the woodchuck would chuck if the woodchuck could chuck wood. Okay, so thank you very much for taking part in that lovely, that wonderful sock puppet scenario. Here we're going to move on to the really quick review today of making questions. In particular, we'll be looking at making direct questions. So this is nothing new. We've seen this several times before, making direct questions with Quasvo. Remember, if the object is the answer, the first thing you should do is to look for an auxiliary. And if you have it, use it. And then if you have the auxiliary, then you're going to use the same verb form. You're not going to transform anything. Then you simply have to follow the Quasvo rule. So question, word, auxiliary, subject, verb, and object. In my example here, it says Sally is hoping to find Harry's nose. Is takes the place of the auxiliary, and hoping, of course, is the verb. I'm not going to transform the verb. I just leave it in that same structure. So it becomes, what is Sally hoping to find? Or, Harry has been working hard at his office. Has is the auxiliary, and been working is the verb. So I just need to follow that structure. We have a few more examples here. Harry has lost his nose. Again, has is my auxiliary, so I just put that in the place of the auxiliary, and lost, I don't transform because I already have my auxiliary. Or Sally and Harry were hoping to find his legs too. Were is the auxiliary, and hoping, because I have an auxiliary in the sentence, I'm not going to transform the verb. So hoping. The real problem occurs when there is no auxiliary. So this is where people run into problems. The trick is that you have to find one. In these cases, you're going to have probably 3 verb forms, either the simple present with the possibility of having an auxiliary of do, or the simple present with the auxiliary maybe does, or the simple past. So here I have, Sally found Harry's nose in the bathtub. I don't have an auxiliary, but we recognize that the verb is in the past tense. So I need an auxiliary for my direct question, and my auxiliary for the simple past is did. And if you use do, does, or did for your auxiliary, then your main verb goes back to the base form. Again, this is nothing new. We've seen it before. So where did Sally find Harry's nose? It is incorrect to say where did Sally found Harry's nose. Make sure that you follow that correct structure. Or Sally loves to play tricks on Harry because he gets angry. Here, if you look, my verb already has an S on it. So I'm going to take the auxiliary with the S. Or if you're unsure, then you are going to think, okay, third person singular, it's a simple present, the auxiliary is does. But really, this is much easier. Just take the one with the S. And because I have the S here, I'm going to put my verb in the base form. I'm not going to repeat that S 2 times. So why does Sally love to play tricks on Harry? A few more examples. Sally finds the winter long. Again, I have an S on my verb, so I'm going to put it on my auxiliary. How does Sally find the winter? Just put your verb back into the base form. Or Harry enjoyed the maple syrup he ate on the weekend. Enjoyed is the simple past, so I take my ed and I put that onto my auxiliary, and then my verb goes back to the base form. What did Harry enjoy? The easiest part is if the subject is the answer. We haven't really discussed this before, but it's fairly obvious. If the subject is the answer to your question, so the subject of the sentence, you don't need an extra auxiliary. So Sally loves to hide Harry's nose in the bathtub. Who loves to hide Harry's nose in the bathtub? In my affirmative sentence, I don't have an auxiliary, and because the subject, Sally, is the answer to the question, I just say who. I replace the word Sally with who, and I don't need an auxiliary. I just replace, or I just follow the sentence structure as it is. Harry's nose was found in the bathtub. Again, the answer is the subject. What was found in the bathtub? So really, that's it. We've talked about questions several times. This was just a really quick review, and I hope that you have found it to be useful. So thank you very much. And stop.